Time now for a look at the day's top business news. And for that, I can bring in France 24's Catherine Bennett. China has been waging a trade war with Australia and announced its latest move today. It's going to impose anti-dumping measures on Australian wine imports. Morning to you, Catherine. Tell us, what does this latest move mean and what impact could that have on Australia's wine market?
Well, China thinks that Australia has been selling its wines in China at a cheaper price than it does in Australia. So that's what we call dumping. And so it's imposing these huge taxes or these anti-dumping tariffs on Australian wine imports in the country. Now, these duties range from 107% to 212%. So these are huge tariffs, particularly as China is Australia's largest market for its wine exports. It accounted for 1.3 billion Australian dollars last year. Now, Australia has, of course, denied these allegations of dumping, and its trade minister has called the move grossly unfair, unwarranted, and unjustified. Now, so since it was announced today, this, of course, has had quite an immediate effect on the wine market in Australia. To take an example, Treasury Wine Estates, that's the largest listed winemaker in the world, and that's been hit with a tariff of 169.3%. Now, when the company heard the news, shares in the company fell 13%, and trading actually had to be stopped because of that sharp fall. Now, so this latest attack comes as part of a trade war that actually started earlier in the year, and trade relations between the two countries have deteriorated to their worst point in decades even. But it is quite easy to pinpoint actually when this trade war started. It dates back to April, when Australia joined the US in calling for an investigation into the start of the coronavirus pandemic. However, even Australian wine producers are blaming their government for this. We can have a listen to one now.
We don't understand why the federal government picked a fight with our biggest customer. And that, I mean, I know there's other attributes to all of this, but we don't understand just from a commercial point of view why that's happened. And it is going to affect us.
And in other news, Catherine, Amazon has announced it will be giving bonuses to its workers across the UK and the US. How much will employees be getting?
Well, Amazon has said it's going to be spending $500 million on bonuses for its warehouse workers across the Christmas period. So full-time warehouse workers in the UK or in the US will receive a one-time bonus of $300 or £300 if they're in the UK. And that's if they're working between the 1st and the 31st of December. And part-time workers will get half that. They'll get $150 or £150. The company said that it wanted to show its appreciation for its frontline employees. Now, Amazon has done extremely well out of the pandemic, like many online retailers. For instance, in the 3 months to September this year, its profits soared $6.3 billion. That's 3 times more than in the same period the year before. And the company has even created more jobs this year to cope with the demand, to cope with the surge in online sales. But it's also been criticised for not protecting its workers enough. That's in warehouses in the US and in Europe. Labour activists are saying that they want better sick leave and extra pay because these workers are working in hazardous conditions.
All right. Thank you very much, Catherine. Catherine Bennett from our business desk. Time now to see what's making headlines in the world papers. Lauren Bersicker joining us back in the studio. Morning to you, Lauren.